Well, Harish Salve is my first guest on the Newshour tonight, and Harish Salve deserves a special place because if there's one person who has been fighting VVIP culture individually pro bono, as an individual, as a citizen, as an advocate, it's been Harish Salve. So yesterday, Mr. Salve, we started this whole End VVIP Raj movement, and some of the stories truly are absolutely shocking. You know, like to go to New Delhi railway station, there is one road only for VVIPs. In Chandigarh railway station, there is one road for VVIPs and one road for humans. Right? So it's far beyond what we actually experience, and some of these stories tell us that this is a kind of racism, a disease which has crept into our society.
Absolutely. It's not a disease which has crept in, Arnab. I think it's worse. We have moved from being a feudal principality governed by a handful of Maharajas to a republic. But that's in our constitution. In our hearts, these are vestiges of feudalism which we need to shed. What has happened is, instead of the hereditary Maharaj, now you have the elected Maharajas. And that mindset has to change. And that's extremely important. And I can tell you, I've just come back from an extended stint in London. I've attended 2 functions where I met happened to bump into some ministers. I mean, there's no question of the kind of culture, and they live in a so-called feudal society. Yesterday, I was at a summit where Boris Johnson came and gave a speech. He was the mayor of London, one of the most popular politicians today. In UK, you have to see, he came on his bicycle, he parked his bicycle, came, gave a speech and went off. So this is the kind of culture, and that's the culture. We are a republic. We are one step ahead of them. They are a monarchy. Yeah. We are a republic, and it's the right of every citizen in the republic.
But tell me,
security concerns are another matter. But this VIP culture must say.
Tell me, you know, you've taken on the system very often on this. Some people are calling us and saying, and before I begin the debate, that's why I'm spending some time talking to you tonight, because you've been picking this up. My second question to you is, do you feel actually that it is possible to end it at an overall level? Because the response that I get from the political class is, okay, how many stories will you do? How many people will you expose? Yeah. Can Times Now actually stop the whole disease? And so I started the Newshour tonight, Mr. Salve, by appealing to people for their support. Because I don't know how many stories we can do, but it's a mindset we've got to fight out there, right?
I can, for people who think that way, I may or may not agree with a lot of what the Kejriwal government does, but I think they must revisit the premise that today media campaigns cannot bring about mass mobilization, because if that was so, Mr. Kejriwal would not have been a chief minister with this kind of a resounding majority. An idea, he is an idea which has been planted in the soil and which has now blossomed into a tree.
Well said.
So ideas today have become very important in India. With social media, with electronic media, and with the aroused consciousness of the common man, ideas have become very important. And I think they are underestimating why your program is so popular. Your program is popular because people want to hear somebody screaming at these politicians, waking them up, jolting them, shaking them and saying, what is going on?
No, because
so, I think anybody who turns
Salve, Mr. Salve, you know, the reason why we are putting, and I am putting a lot of the resources of this channel to it, and you do know about this, that ever since you picked up this campaign 3 years back, we've been reporting on this. You and I have several disagreements on legal issues, but on this we have been strongly together. Right. You see, Mr. Salve, the only reason we are picking it up, because I've experienced it myself. If I ask viewers today, have you been pushed around in an airport? Has some secretary to a minister said, hato, hato, hato? Mantri ji aa rahe? Or have you been held up in a traffic jam somewhere in Bandra, in Mumbai, with, you know, the sons of some notorious politician brushing you aside right in the middle of school time in an area close to a hospital? We've all experienced it. But somewhere I feel, Mr. Salve, with the response we got, that this is reaching a tipping point, because there were expectations from this government.
Of course.
That they would end it.
See, unfortunately, what has happened is the soft underbelly of all this is the states. It's very unfortunate. What the states did is when the Supreme Court said don't use red light, I know one particular state, I don't want to name them, they said no problem, we'll use green lights or blue lights. I mean, that's the spirit in which you respect. And I also want to share something with you, Arnab. I was disappointed by the Supreme Court judgment because they gave a very expanded meaning to the rule. So I have now filed a second petition, and I must say to Justice Loda's credit, he readily entertained the second petition. I have now outright challenged this rule, which allows government to have any kind of red lights, and it is symbolic. The red light is a symbol of this hangover of feudalism,
yes, it is. Oh, yes.
And which is a symbol of this VIP culture. And I have now filed a fresh petition, which we are trying to push, get all the states on board and push for a hearing. Once for all, we must tell the Supreme Court what it means in the Constitution to have a republic.
May I make a suggestion, Mr. Salve, to you? That in your petition, you pick up some of the cases which we bring on a generic basis, right? We can bring some of those cases to your attention because you see, Mr. Salve, and I'm going to the debate soon, but I'm making this recommendation to you on behalf of all our viewers, since you're already fighting the case in court, separate roads, separate treatment, separate facilities, right? This separation which goes unless there is some genuine reason. If it's the Prime Minister of India, nobody's stopping him. The Home Minister of India offered a genuine security reason, but it's become an excuse. So maybe the lines of separation which have been blurred need to be looked at again.
Absolutely. And can I suggest something to you?
Yes.
Set up a separate email account.
Yes.
On your channel. Ask people to write, please collect all that and give it to me. It will be very helpful in my campaign in court.
This is very useful. I hope all our viewers are listening. This is Mr. Harish Salve, who's arguably among India's top lawyers. He's wanting to be joining our movement. And I also want to say this today. There's been genuine appreciation from people of great eminence. This morning I received a letter from Fali Nariman, from several other people who believe the time has come to challenge this. So what I'll do is I'll collect as many of the information we have with a hashtag and specific examples. I will send it to your office. Harish Salve, thanks for joining our movement, and thanks for joining me on the Newshour tonight. Okay, let's go straight to our debate now. Joining me on the debate this evening, GVL Narasimha Rao of the BJP, Salman Soz of the Congress, Ajay Alok of the JDU, Harcharan Bains, advisor to the Chief Minister of Punjab, because Ms. Badal was very arrogant out there, Ranjana Kumari, Director of Centre for Social Research, Shahid Siddiqui, who is Chief Editor of Duniya, doesn't mince his words, and Ashwini Kakkar. I would like to start the debate with you. Ashwini Kakkar is a CEO of Mercury Travels and a big name in the world of tourism and travel. Now, how much of this is true and how much of the story has not been told yet, Mr. Ashwini Kakkar, about the VVIP culture that people are subjected to?
See, this is only the tip of the iceberg. I don't think much has come out of what is being seen today. Because if you look at it, the number of privileges that a lot of people enjoy in this country, it's unbelievable. It's not only at toll plazas or toilets, it's not only at airport lounges or monuments, it's not only at temples or stadiums or having private security. I mean, just look at private security as an example. There are 47,000 cops in this country who are protecting 14,000 people or thereabouts. And for the common man, one cop is protecting 700 people.
Absolutely.
This is a ridiculous situation, and it is the common man who's paying for all the cops, regardless of whether they are protect him or not. Not only whether they protect him, but even for most of the cops.
But people come and tell you that we suffer at the airports. Does the common man tell you we suffer at the airports, we are made to feel small?
See, this is a legacy of the British Raj. And then it went on to the royals, and then the royals were also, the privy purses were taken away.
Right.
But I can warn everybody that if these things are not taken care of, you will have another French Revolution.
Well, I think that's very well said. GVL Narasimha Rao, instead of actually being apologetic, you were aggressive with the media today. You said, journalists get a 50% concession on railways. First of all, Mr. Narasimha Rao, thanks for your aggression on that, but if you have the freedom to revoke that if you wish. No, 1 second. But the fact is, your government promised to stop making the Aam Aadmi suffer with this form of VVIP racism. Why have you forgotten your promise? And why are you being so combative when you should be apologetic for your total and complete inaction on the issue of VVIP racism?
Arnab, last night also I told you, I am with you in this campaign. I think the government is already working on this. I gave you this information last night itself, the privilege, but this is a vicious cycle. Let me tell you, cycle? I have no hesitation in saying this again. There is a triumvirate of politicians, bureaucrats and media and journalists.
Well, I don't consider people, no, 1 second,
which is
1 second, 1 second, I'm speaking on Times Now and I believe we are the new media. 1 second, I don't know about the Delhi media, I don't know about the Latvians media. I'm talking about the real media in this country, and I'm telling you this. If there is a huge difference between a journalist getting a 50% concession on a train and driving up in your own car to the airport tarmac next to the plane. Anyway, I am not for concessions and privileges for journalists. My question to you tonight is simple. Okay, take that back, Yuko. Take it back. In my life, I have not taken advantage of any concession. We don't believe in concessions. We don't want concessions from the government.
Maybe you don't want concessions. I'm talking about the...
Take it away.
I'm talking about the group as a whole.
Away. I'm saying take it away. No, I am saying take away the houses, take away the concessions from these journalists, and media will be better for it. I'm saying take away the concessions from the journalists, take away the houses, take away the special privileges. I'm saying our media and our country will be better for it. But come to the point tonight. On here, I have pictures of modern day racism. Answer me tonight. Answer me. Chandrababu Naidu is your ally, right? Will you pick up the phone and tell Chandrababu Naidu, Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, behave yourself from next time? Don't you dare do this. Don't you dare do this 4 times a day. 4 times a day, don't you dare treat the people of your own city like lesser human beings. Will you pick up the phone and tell Chandrababu Naidu to behave himself? Will you?
Arnab,
will you say I'll break the alliance with you?
This.
No, you tell me.
No, he's not going to stay.
No, why is he
Arnab,
not going to do
understand.
It? Why is he not?
You understand this is a state subject.
What state subject? Rubbish state subject. I don't want to hear excuses tonight. Shahid Siddiqui. Shahid Siddiqui on the debate.
Arnab?
Excuses.
You're not arguing reasonably.
Who's arguing unreasonably? What is a state subject?
Unreasonably.
Yes, okay, so
don't argue unreasonably.
What is unreasonable about my argument?
Certainly,
I'm sick and tired of this.
I think a public... This is an excess.
Sir, you stand there. I'll tell you one thing.
Will certainly yield results.
You know something?
Please keep up the campaign.
You know something? You want to tell me state subject? State subject.
Arnab, can I come in?
Concurrent list. I'm saying to you tonight, I'm getting Shahid Siddiqui into the debate. Mr. Narasimha Rao, remember one day, politicians are also human beings, though they sometimes forget it. One day a politician's family member, their loved ones, their parents, their children, their wives will be stuck in traffic when they need to get past it. One day the politician will lose his job, and one day the same politician will stand in a line, and one day that politician, retired politician, will be thrown aside by a serving politician, and the serving politician's secretary will tell the retired politician, "Hat jao, mantri ji aa rahe hain." One day when you will feel that insult, then maybe you will reform. Shahid Siddiqui is coming into the debate. I'm not giving up. Shahid Siddiqui.
I don't support this at all.
But it happens. You said you will end it.
Yes, Arnab, I welcome your
campaign. You said you will end it.
First thing is,
end it. Then live up to your promise.
End it. What is within its domain.
Mr. Narasimha Rao, please keep quiet now. Yes. Arnab, first we should erase this word VVIP from our dictionaries, from our minds, from our attitude, and the people of this country have to stand up against these so-called VIPs. And let me tell you, VIPs are not only politicians, it is the bureaucrats, and I have found judges behaving much more negatively and pushing people around. The people with judges in trains also misbehave with people. I have seen it time and again traveling in trains, and the whole attitude, and I also hold the people responsible for it. People expect this kind of behavior from so-called VIPs, so-called modern Maharajas, so-called elected representatives who they expect
to behave as their malik, as their owners. And they expect them to come in with a red light. I have seen many times, I have traveled, gone to marriages and other places driving my own car, and people have been so disappointed. They said, हमने तो सोचा था MP साहब, आप कुछ आओगे सिक्योरिटी लेकर, लाल बत्ती लेकर, हमारे आस पड़ोस वाले देखेंगे, आप तो ऐसे ही आ गए. So this is also the attitude that which has to change. The attitude is changing in the cities, in the cosmopolitan cities,
You see
but
these,
not in small towns.
no,
not
but
in
all
the
of them,
villages.
all of
And
them
that's
are
where we have
responsible.
to
All of them,
take
and
the whole
the
movement.
tragedy, and the
Unless that changes,
tragedy,
it's not a question of,
and the tragedy
Arnab,
tonight.
just let me finish. Just let me finish. Just one more point I want to make. Just one more point I want to make. It's not a question of, trains or airports. The question is of whole system. The system remains colonial. The mindset remains colonial, and there remains the maliks. A young boy who is selected as an IAS officer becomes a malik, a DM, with a huge bungalow where nobody can come close to him, nobody can go and complain to him.
Break
DM
the bungalows.
Is the boss, the malik of the
I
whole
say break
district,
the bungalows.
and nobody can
I would also like to propose tonight. I would like to propose tonight. I propose tonight. I propose tonight a new movement in our country, Shahid Siddiqui. I agree with you. And I believe the new movement in this country should be break the British Raj bungalows.
Absolutely.
Those British Raj bungalows remind us of our colonial past. And it's a sad thing that so many years after independence we want to aspire to live in those
unless
bungalows.
we fight them and stand up against these so-called VIPs.
I say tonight a movement for equality, Ranjana Kumari. A movement where there's equality at airports, equality on the roads, equality at hospitals, equality at railway stations, equality in every public place, equality in mindset, and not just in a legal document, Ranjana Kumari. But we can do this collectively. Can we do it this time? If we make it a year-long campaign, do you think we can achieve something?
Yes, Arnab, I think it's really good that this campaign is started by your channel, by you, with such emphatic for self-esteem and self-respect of Indians who living in democratic country really have to wait because Maharaja Sahab padhar rahe hain or Lat Sahab aa rahe hain. That is the mindset that has gone into the psyche of the people, as Shahid Siddiqui was saying, and also what the earlier the lawyer, a friend of ours, he said that. I think it's very important. Two things I want to emphasize here. Being women who has experienced it more than anybody else in this system, because in any case, in any kind of program, any function, whosoever you may be, if you are a woman, you are the last seat will be offered, or the corner seat will be offered to you. You may be asked question even if you're a member of parliament, if nobody is recognizing you. So I think nobody suffers it more than that. But I want to bring in just people's perspective. Don't think that such a strong message that was sent by the poor people, the deprived people, the excluded people of Delhi, that if you forget about us, we will forget about you, or we will teach you a lesson, or we will put you in your place. I think a person like Prime Minister of India who comes from a very, very modest background, and then today he's sitting there. Why is he not? And he made promises in his speeches. So I think person like him should, in fact, his party, and look at his party's
maybe they need to be reminded.
His party's spokespersons are obnoxious. The arrogance is obnoxious. I think this has to
Arnab,
change.
they want to get elected to become VIPs.
They have to come back on earth.
Serve people.
Mr. Narasimha Rao, 1 second, during the election campaign
Mr.
as well as after, during the election campaign.
He doesn't want anybody to speak.
1 second.
He is arrogant all the time. It doesn't work.
Now,
you know that people are seeing you, listening to you.
You should be allowed to.
In any way evaluating you, monitoring you.
Sir,
and people are not of the beginning of the independence.
No, I'll tell you. No, this question is now being increasingly asked. GVL Narasimha Rao, Mr. Rao, listen to me. Mr. Rao, listen to me. 1 second, listen to me. We will ask more questions of you because you are in government. We will ask
You ask
no,
everybody
one
else
second.
on the
1 minute.
panel.
Let me complete.
Why
Let me
you- are
complete.
you-
We
are you
will
running
no,
a
1 second,
campaign
Mr. Rao.
against BJP?
Mr. Rao,
Are
Mr.
you
Rao,
running
hear
a
me.
campaign
Mr.
against
Rao, hear me
BJP?
tonight.
Are you running a campaign against BJP?
Mr.
You
Rao,
have
I'm
other-
running a
you have
campaign
other
against
political
VVIP culture.
representatives.
Don't you
You
give a
have-
political,
you
why
have
is there a
culture.
political angle
No,
to
no,
this?
you are running a campaign against my party.
Sir, I'm really sorry. I'm running a campaign against the
You are
mindset.
running a campaign.
I'm running a campaign against the mindset.
You address.
And I will ask every political party, don't try and behave like a
Don't
martyr
you
tonight
dare.
on the program.
Don't you dare only allege our party.
Mr. What did you say? What did you say? What did you say, Mr. Rao?
Don't dare to.
Don't dare to what?
Don't
Mr.
allege
Narasimha Rao,
only-
No, no, one
Don't
second.
get
Open threat on Newshour. One second.
Government.
Opposition.
No, one second.
I
Mr.
think
Shahid
it's
Siddiqui.
against the
Mr.
mindset.
Shahid Siddiqui, let me give our viewers an example of arrogance.
Look at the language.
No, look at the language being used by
Arnab.
Mr. Narasimha Rao tonight.
Look at the
Mr.
language.
Narasimha Rao,
Look at the audacity.
Mr. Narasimha Rao,
Look at
viewers
the
are there, they are
audacity.
watching.
Look at the arrogance.
Yeah, watch
Please
it tonight.
mind
Look at
what
the
you
arrogance,
say.
the
Mind what you
audacity.
say.
It is not
the
against one
language.
party at all. It is.
No, it's not.
It is against
It's
a
not. Don't
mindset.
direct your
This has
anger
nothing
against
to
my
do.
government.
This
We
has
have
nothing
done
to do
nothing.
with one
We have
party
done
or
nothing
another.
to
Wriggling
keep this
out of
culture.
it.
No, no,
Anything
it's-
we
Why
are
are you
ending
defending
this
this
culture.
arrogance
against
behind
your
We are
mindset,
ending
Mr.
this
Narasimha
culture.
Rao?
You address
If you are
it to
against
the
it, why are
Congress
you
party.
defending
You
it?
address it
Say
to
it is wrong, we
JDU.
will fight against it.
It's wrong. I said this 10 times. If you have not heard, what can I say? I said this is wrong. It must end.
It's against
Our
every
government
political
will take
party,
steps to
every
end this.
politician.
Mr. Rao, I
said
want to
this.
say something to you. Once I'm saying something
We
to you.
are saying
No, one
it's
second.
about
Let me deal with
ruling
Mr.
laws.
You
Let
don't
me deal with
mindset.
Mr. Rao
It's about
tonight.
arrogance in the
Mr. Rao, I want to say
We
something
are
to you.
talking
One
about the
second. Mr.
mindset.
Rao, without raising my
please.
voice like you are, I want to say something to you. Don't try to threaten me. Okay?
No, I'm not threatening,
Good.
but I'm saying don't target our government.
No, one
We are
second.
not
One second.
responsible for this.
Second is,
We are not responsible
Mr.
for
Rao, I'm
this.
saying something tonight. Mr. Rao, you know, go ask some of the fellow politicians that you have on the other side of the political spectrum, right? Go ask them whether threats work with me, and they will tell you, Mr. Rao, for me personally and for this channel, which I am proud to be a part of, this kind of silly, childish, amateurish threat that you're putting is water off a duck's back. And don't you tell me, Mr.
No,
Rao,
that's what you're
don't you
trying to do
don't
with
you
me.
don't you
That's
don't
what
you
you're
tell me,
trying to do
Mr.
with me.
Rao, don't you tell me, Mr. Rao, that I should mind
Please.
what I say. My freedom of expression is granted by the Constitution, not by any political party, certainly not yours.
Absolutely.
Secondly, Mr. Rao,
Absolutely.
secondly,
And
Mr.
we're not
Rao,
going to give up
I
at any
place on
cost.
record
But I
tonight,
have a right to
I
say-
place on
I have a
record
right
tonight,
to say
Mr.
you are
Rao, that you
targeting
have
my
said to
party
me,
for
you have
no
said
rhyme
to
or
me,
reason.
you have said to me, and I'm repeating, so
You
for the
have-
consumption of the viewing public tonight, that a spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party has come on the Newshour and told me, don't you dare to question our party. Now, Mr. Rao, I don't need
No,
the
don't
permission
you
of any
dare to
political
target
party.
us
You want
for
to,
no rhyme or
Mr. Rao, I'll
reason.
tell you something.
We are not responsible
You
for
want a
this.
namby-pamby kind of political line? You want journalists who toe the line? You want journalists, when you use that kind of language, who will respond to you and cower and say, yes, Mr. Rao, I will behave myself the next time. Then you can try it somewhere else, Mr. Rao. And my question is to come
this
back
is
to the
part of
subject.
the problem.
My come back to the subject. During the government, during the election campaign, as well as after coming to power, Mr. Rao is fully aware that Narendra Modi had spoken of forming this government not as a ruler, but as a servant of the people. And yet, it is people from your own government, Mr. Rao, who wish to be treated as rulers.
Yes.
Namely, Mr. Ram Vilas Paswan. And the government has willingly obliged. Now, I don't tell you what to dare or not dare, and I demand, Mr. Rao, that you live up to your promise.
I said we will.
Really?
We
Thank
are
you. You have
and
1
we
week
will.
too. We'll follow it up.
We don't take deadlines, sir. Not,
Really, I'm
but
sure
we
you
will
don't.
certainly
I
follow
know
up
you
on
don't.
our
Elections
promise.
are over, right?
No, there is a process that has to be followed. Don't give me a deadline. The government is certainly, I told you last night, and it is certainly, the government is serious. It's
See, Mr.
reviewing
Rao,
it
I'll tell you
and
one
will
thing.
be done
Mr. Rao,
as
Mr. Rao,
as
I'll
soon
tell
as
you,
possible.
this is just
Mr.
be
Rao,
careful here.
The issue is that the public opinion is building up. I think, you know, there's a lot of groundswell that has expressed itself in Delhi elections, and you know that.
Yeah,
and
but-
I think that's part of the
Yeah,
reason
but Mr. Rao might
why
say
the rest of the political spectrum is clearly understanding that these things must go. They need to go. They are long overdue to go. And I think, you know, it is incumbent upon our leadership, whoever they may be, to actually take the right steps.
Actually,
and
Mr.
make
Rao,
sure that this thing,
I agree. I agree totally.
Mr. Rao,
I agree.
Mr. Rao, you see,
I agree. Totally
you are giving continued privileges in your tenure to Ramvilas Paswan,
Arnab,
some Mr. Makhija, who's brother-in-law of Sukhbir Badal, and Sukhbir Badal's wife Harsimrat Kaur Badal. Now, I don't understand, you used to slam Shashi Tharoor for his cattle class comment in 2009. Yeah, you said at that point of time that this is why you should vote for us. We will bring change. Badal denge. Logo ke liye अच्छे दिन आएंगे. और आपने कहा था, आपको किसी ने वहां पे दबाव देके नहीं बुलवाया था कि आपने कहा अच्छे दिन आएंगे. And today, at that time you said Shashi Tharoor's comments on cattle class are an insult to the self-respect of millions of people in India who travel economy class. And here you are as a government, elected government, 282 MPs, allowing a series of people to drive down their vehicles all up to the plane while other people languish in queues. So you betrayed the promise that you made.
How many times do I tell you, Arnab?
You betrayed the promise that you made.
This government has given that access to only two.
Really, who
only
are the
two
take
people.
it back? Take it all back.
Else.
Take it all back.
Everybody else.
Why did you give it?
Everybody else.
Why did you
was there on the list?
Ranjana Kumari.
Ranjana Kumari.
Ranjana Kumari.
The government has given it to only two persons.
No, there are 19 people on the list.
To Mr. Rao and his party and the
All others have been given by the Congress party.
It's not about a list. You are extending the culture and the privileges.
Listen, Mr. Law, sometimes...
No. Please.
No,
Listen to me. The list. This 17. No, all the names.
Please listen. We
all the
have
names.
35 years in public life.
You have to.
Please listen to us. Because let me give you two suggestions. One, you withdraw the names that were already there and not supposed to be there. You
that process.
Number two,
yes, it is happening.
Call the meeting. Chief Minister's meeting. In Chief Minister's meeting, you appeal to all the Chief Ministers of the state.
Yes.
Tell them to just do away with this VIP culture. We don't want to tolerate Maharajas anymore. We don't have any Lat Sahabs anymore. We want our parliament members to be people who come to door to ask for vote. The moment people have voted, you become from Sevak to Rajas. We don't want to accept that.
Arnab.
So please call a meeting.
Salman Soz and Mr. Harcharan Bains.
And appeal that every state should change
Salman Soz and Harcharan Bains, Mr. Bains.
Mr. Bains. We don't want family members to die on the road.
Mr. Bains and Salman Soz.
We don't want special privileges.
Salman Soz and Mr. Harcharan Bains. Mr. Bains. Mr. Bains, 1 minute. Ranjana Kumari. Trending number one globally right now is our debate and VVIP Raj, a reflection of how strongly the people of this country feel about this whole culture of VVIP racism, which unfortunately the BJP does not seem to have the courage yet of actually fighting. They made this promise before the elections and now they get angry when we remind them about their promise.
Now, Mr.
Bains, why does Harsimrat Kaur Badal and Mr. Makhija, her brother, drive their cars right up to the plane?
Arnab, first of all, let me come to the point. The point you're discussing, I think everybody on this program agrees that there should be no VIP culture, whether it's Harsimrat Badal or Narendra Modi or somebody else. Regarding why she drove up, I think that question was asked of her, and she replied it herself. That she will go and look into it and why it happened. And
no, she looks very angry.
If she
what is she angry about? I'm angry that she gets this privilege.
She looks very.
I'm very angry.
I think
I'm very angry that she insults the people of this country. I'm very angry that she insults the people of this country, and I'm very angry. I'm very angry that the whole Badal family takes their planes right up to, the airports and takes their cars right up to the plane. I'm very angry about that.
And all the traffic is stopped.
No, 1 second.
I am not angry with you for whatever you say.
No, but why tell me, why does she take, no, I'm asking you, why does Mr. Makhija, Mr. Sukhbir Badal, Mr. Prakash Singh Badal and Harsimrat Kaur Badal, why do they? I'm asking you, why do they? Why do they get this privilege? Why do they insult people by accepting the privilege? Why?
You are framing the question the wrong way.
How should I frame the question?
Cannot have this facility. Will you please allow me to speak? Will you please allow me to speak?
I'm listening.
Or shall I close it?
No, I'm listening. Don't show irritation.
I can
This is a
answer only
legitimate
if you let me
question
speak.
on behalf
Yeah,
of the
okay.
people. One
All
second,
I'm saying is that
Mr. Bains,
please,
you know, you're all beginning to show irritation right now.
It's not on behalf of the people. It's
Really, it's not? Should I open the phone lines
Okay.
right now? You'll realize what people feel about this.
Shall I speak?
Yes.
Shall I speak?
Yes.
All I'm saying is that please reframe the question, and I'll agree with you that nobody in this country, not even the Prime Minister of this country, except on grounds of pragmatic security consideration, needs to be given any preferential treatment at the airports or anywhere.
No, that's not.
Anywhere.
I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah,
in April 2010,
neither has Mr. Badal.
Sir, I'm not talking about generalities. I'm not talking about generalities. Mr. Bains, you are not giving me an answer. I certainly request if Harsimrat Kaur Badal and Sukhbir Badal and Mr. Majita and Prakash Singh Badal are progressive politicians, I expect an announcement by tomorrow morning that they would not insult the people of this country by driving their cars, appearing to be so super busy, so super stressed, that they will drive their cars up to the doors of the plane, and old people, ailing people, sick people will go through the normal procedure. That is an insult, Mr. Bains. You can carry this message to your political bosses on this subject. That's the way we feel. And I'm sure pretty much that's the way the people of this country feel. Now, Mr.
You will not need to,
Yes?
You will not need to wait till the morning. I make this announcement right now.
What?
That they have not and they will not demand any preferential treatment.
Demand, no, that's what she's saying. I don't demand, but you ask the government why my name is on the list. It's like Robert Vadra saying, I never wanted my name. I'm sorry, if Robert Vadra tells you, I never wanted my name to be up there in the SPG, let's ask the government. Would you accept it?
You know what?
Sir, you can't say one thing and do another.
What happens sometimes is that these let me speak here. Let me speak. What happens at certain points of time, what happens is that these so-called VIPs are taken to these public places or airports or other places and are extended certain facilities.
Why do they? No, one second, please. Are they not educated? Are they not aware? Are they blind? Are they ignorant?
They are not aware of.
Achha, this is a very strange. I have a doctor on the line from Ludhiana.
Even you won't be aware of it.
Sir, I'll tell you one thing. I have a doctor on the line from Ludhiana. Now, this is getting very silly. I actually would like to call up Harsimrat Kaur Badal. She can call up right now and tell me why she does it. I want an announcement. I want the politicians of this country to give up a little bit and not just grab what they get and then blame the people for it now. This will become a national movement, sir. We will expose it nationally and internationally if required. Santosh, and tirelessly and passionately, we will expose it. It'll be a year-long movement if required. Santosh Singh is a doctor calling from Ludhiana. Our first caller is Salman Soz. I haven't forgotten about you. I'm just coming to you now. Yes, before that, Santosh Singh from Ludhiana is saying something. Go ahead, Santosh ji.
Hello, Arnab Goswami ji.
जी बोल रहा हूँ.
हाँ सर, ऐसे जब हम देखते हैं टोनी ब्लेयर को अपना सूटकेस उठाए हुए रेलवे स्टेशन पर खड़े हैं, जब हम केजरीवाल को देखते हैं हाथ मिलाते हैं लोगों को मॉर्निंग वॉक के लिए, तो पासवान का लड़का टेलीविजन पर बोलता है कि मेरे फादर को 40 साल हो गए पब्लिक सेवा करते हुए, इसको स्पेशल प्रिविलेज तो मिलना चाहिए. जो ये these politician have done only wrong, so that or amassed crores of rupees, they are afraid of the people. To avoid this, they have VIP culture and gypsies and all these things. और दूसरी बात आपने एरोगेंस की जो बीजेपी है, कभी लव जिहाद, कभी नथुराम गोडसा, कभी हरामजादे, कभी क्रिश्चियन 2 लाख, मुसलमानों को 5 लाख, मोटर मदर तेरेसा को कुछ बोलते हैं. इनको ये पूछिए, अभी कहते हैं हिंदू राज अब आया है, इनको पूछिए कि अगर गुरु तेग बहादुर नहीं होते तो ये यहाँ पर कोई भी हिंदू यहाँ पर जिंदा नहीं रहना था. बैंस साहब बैठे हैं, इनको पूछो. लोग जो हैं इनके पास सिफारिशें लेके आते हैं कि हमें वीआईपी 2 गनमैन दो, हमें गनमैन दे के ताकि हमें लोग वीआईपी समझें. इनको रिक्वेस्ट करो कि जो इन सब वीआईपी जो गनमैन मांगते हैं, जिप्सियां मांगते हैं, इनकी सारी विड्रा करें और सिर्फ एक
बिल्कुल डॉक्टर संतोष, डॉक्टर
जिनके पास जो बादल साहब हैं, जिनके पास कोई सिक्योरिटी पर्पज के लिए चाहिए, उनको सिर्फ मिलनी चाहिए. सबको खत्म करनी चाहिए. लाल बत्ती कल्चर हाई कोर्ट थक गया. पूछते पूछते कहते कहते, पर ये लोग कभी नहीं माने। तो आप बैंस साहब से रिक्वेस्ट कीजिए कि इनको सारा विड्रा करें, और जो पॉलिटिशियन को सिक्योरिटी पर्पज है उसके लिए 2-4 पॉलिटिशियन पंजाब में हो, बाकी सबका सारा विड्रा किया जाए।
बिल्कुल
अपना
बिल्कुल
बनाने की
बिल्कुल डॉक्टर संतोष,
ये भी बताने के लिए सारा कोई ये कर
डॉक्टर संतोष, हम
बैंस साहब बैठे हैं ये
वो सुन चुके हैं आपकी बात।
हाँ जी,
वो बिल्कुल सुन चुके हैं आपकी बात, आपकी आवाज उन तक पहुंच चुकी है। शायद वो अपना पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू बदलेंगे डॉक्टर संतोष, पता नहीं, मगर लोग बदलते हैं जब दबाव पड़ता है लोगों के लोग जब दबाव लगाते हैं तब अच्छा होता है। तब नेता को अच्छा लगे नहीं लगे, सरकार को अच्छा लगे नहीं लगे, और नेता के चमचे को अच्छा लगे कि नहीं लगे, मगर चेंज तो आ जाती है। ये हमारा एक्सपीरियंस है। बट द होल प्रॉब्लम इज स्टार्टेड विद द कांग्रेस पार्टी, इजंट इट? Salman Soz, Rahul Gandhi, for example. Yes. Rahul Gandhi, for example. And Robert Vadra.
The names are on the toll booth.
Of course they are. The names are on the toll booths everywhere. A shame in this country that a person like Robert Vadra, of the dubious background of Robert Vadra, is given that kind of significance. And for Rahul Gandhi, politics is like a game anywhere. So he'll hold up traffic somewhere. He'll irritate some people somewhere. He'll stop a few ambulances from going somewhere. You will give a little, tell Lalu, it's okay with Rabri Devi, go straight up to the plane. You make a mockery of the whole system. That's why maybe you are quiet today, Salman Soz, because honestly you don't have the moral position to question the BJP, isn't it?
No, basically, you see, whatever has happened, for example, you started this whole program with a list. If, in my opinion, there should be no such list, and if there are people
you made the list,
lists, and if our party did that, that is also, yes, that's what I'm saying, Arnab, if you hear me.
But it's your list.
To the extent that these lists agree, I completely agree with you. If people, yes, that's what I'm saying. I accept it. It's a mistake. And by the way, for the BJP to continue it is also a mistake. Both are mistakes. Both are terrible things to do. In my opinion, both are terrible things to do. I see so many people who are either destitute or very elderly who are waiting in line. In fact, there should be a special line.
No, I want suppose one second.
Opinion.
Suppose I say to you tonight that I want a police case against Narayan Rane, because when 3 people got booked for negligence when Narayan Rane in September 2012 got stuck in an elevator with 5 of his aides. He's a Congress leader, isn't he? Now I feel that's arrogance. Okay, when a common man gets stuck in a lift, then 3 people are not booked for negligence. Will you take action against Narayan Rane tomorrow? Because since you've realized what you call is your mistake.
We should, no, I'm sorry.
What are you sorry about? You should be sorry, but what are you sorry about?
I don't know what it's... No, because I don't know what.
How can you say I don't know when I talk about the Congress party? You don't know. No, one second. Will you? There is a gentleman called Mallikarjun Kharge. No, one second. Your leader of the opposition. Your leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha, sir. Sir, your leader in the opposition in your Lok Sabha, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, who walks around and struts around like a VVIP wherever he travels in public areas, and I've personally seen him in those situations. Anyway, that's his choice. How he wants to travel. My question to you is, in November 2013,
walking around is perhaps not a crime.
Yeah, so I'm not telling you walking around is a crime, but I'm telling you something which is a crime. Please listen to me. Listen to me. Sir, listen to me. I'm telling you something that you need to listen to, because this is a culture extended by the BJP, invented by the Congress.
Have you ever listened to me?
Extended by the BJP, invented by the Congress. Because
walking
Congress...
around is a crime if you go to Lodi Garden with 10 security guards.
Who goes to Lodi Garden with 10?
It's a crime.
Yes. Now the question is Salman Soz. 2 senior railway officers...
Many of these politicians, many of these ministers, it looks ridiculous going for a walk with 10 police officers running after them.
I agree with you.
If you agree with me, then destroy the culture.
To other people that you are lesser human beings.
Yeah, of course.
This conveys to the other people that they are lesser human beings.
Tell them not to do it. It's insult to them, to the people walking in the Lodi Garden, all the old people.
It doesn't matter you agree.
Give them any opportunity to do things.
Salman Soz, I just want
to...
what you need to understand, and I'll ask Ajay Alok this.
I don't let anyone break the queue.
What are they going to do to change the situation?
Well, let me.
That's what we want to ask all of them.
No, let me tell you. Unless the pressure is built up in a very strong way, they will do nothing.
We'll support the government.
No, they will do nothing. They'll say, we'll support the government. Government will say, let's build a political consensus. After all, this is the same government, the same BJP that welcomed a person, a thug called Vithalbhai Radadia. Last known in the news, Mr. GVL Narasimha Rao, for thrashing people at a poll booth, at a toll booth and putting a gun on their heads. After that, Vithalbhai Radadia was welcomed by the BJP when he hadn't even apologized for his bad behavior. So this is what the BJP has encouraged. You just need to know about it. But I want to ask Ajay Alok, who represents the JDU tonight, you know, this is a culture, I mean, how are things any different? Where do you think we can start? Because in Bihar, the situation is no different. In fact, I am told that Nitish Kumar also applied to get his car right up to the plane. Why was Nitish Kumar applying to get his car right up to the plane, which was eventually rejected? Why did he make this application?
Yes, let me explain you, Mr. Crusader.
No, sir, no need to be sarcastic, please.
Definitely, Arnab, today you are just like a crusader, so thank you.
Yeah.
Nitish Kumar didn't apply for it, rather it was Mr. Manji who has extended this.
I can't hear you. There's a problem with your audio. 1 second. I think your mic is getting rustled. I think we'll have to correct the mic there. No, I think we'll have to correct the mic there. I can't hear you, sir. I can't hear you very clearly. So, Ajay, I'll have to come back to you.
My point here is...
Okay, we can get you now.
Arnab, I want to make a point.
No, let him come in. Let him come in. We got him now. There's a problem with his mic.
I want to make a point.
Just fix your mic.
No, I want to say one.
I can't hear you, sir. I'm really sorry. I'll have to get someone else on the screen, please. And Ajay Alok, I'll have to come back to you in just a minute. Shahid Siddiqui wanted to come back to the debate. Shahid
Can I
Siddiqui.
say something, Arnab?
Shahid Siddiqui.
Arnab, can I say something?
Shahid Siddiqui, please.
Okay.
Yes.
Can we fix his audio,
Arnab,
please?
I want to make one point that apart from the VIP culture, one thing extremely bad and dangerous is the security the gunman provided to lots and lots of these small-time politicians. Many of them are criminals, rapists, murderers who are given these gunmen, and these gunmen are the symbol of their being VIPs, and they trot around exploiting, taking people for a ride, and that is extremely dangerous, and there has to be a movement against this gunman culture, and especially Times now has to come out and ask for the list of all these people and question them. In the name of security, in the name of national interest, they get these gunmen which they do not deserve. I believe 90% of these people do not deserve these so-called gunmen and this so-called security, and it should be
the right accused gets Z plus security.
Totally done away with.
I think for the Prime Minister and the President of the country, it's fine. But other than that, for everybody else, the same rules should apply. Everybody is an equal human being. And I
can I make one quick point?
No, yeah, Salman, I want to go back to Ajay Alok. I think we fixed his audio out there. I'm extending the debate. I'm going to take a couple of callers. Our next caller is from Bilaspur in Chhattisgarh. Yes, Ajay, you were saying something, please. Go ahead.
Now, I was referring to your comments about Nitish Kumar.
Yeah.
Let me very clearly state you the fact that Nitish Kumar very politely returned the courtesy extended by Mr. Jitan Ram Manji when he resigned as Chief Minister.
What
Not
courtesy?
only the permission for taking the car to the tarmac was turned down, but also the various secretary levels what he had.
No, 1 second. I'm asking, what is the courtesy? What is the
very
courtesy?
politely turned down by Mr. Nitish Kumar.
What is the courtesy?
Of course, that's what Mr. Manji did, but Nitish Kumar politely returned.
What courtesy?
Now, one thing, Arnab, I would like to know. I mean, it's a courtesy extended. He thought that as being a ex-CM, it was, and he was made, Mr. Manji was made CM by Mr.
How ridiculous?
Kumar.
How is it a courtesy to take your plane up to the, car up to the plane?
Didn't consider it for himself.
It makes no sense. Why? How is it a courtesy?
No, he returned it. He never requested.
How do these things become courtesies?
It was all there in the newspaper.
How do these things become courtesies? I don't get it.
See, again, it's a matter of perception.
Perception.
Whether you want to take it or you don't want to take it.
I'm sorry.
Officially, if he was Chief Minister, he was entitled to take the car to the tarmac.
No, not at all. No, not at all. No, not at all.
Denied it.
Not at all. All chief ministers are not entitled. No, it's not. It's just something you extend to yourself. This actually explains the problem. You begin to think.
What is this entitlement all about?
Exactly.
What is this entitlement all about? Who entitles them to have all these?
Let me tell you.
Pass these laws.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Whatever right now you said, it's your freedom of expression, right of freedom of expression. Now, who is this VIP? They are not VIP by birth. They do not become become VIP by birth. They become VIP by the virtue of their positions, whether they are bureaucrats or they are politicians. So don't aim all your guns on the political class. It's like instigating people against political class.
Shame on you, Ajay Alok. Shame on you, Ajay Alok. Shame on you, Ajay.
Supreme Court judge.
I'm saying, no,
Put a code in front of you.
Ajay, I'm really sorry. I think you should quit politics. No, I think Ajay Alok, I think you should quit politics now because you have insulted everyone in this country by saying. No, Mr. Ajay Alok, I think you should quit politics. You should quit politics, Mr. Ajay Alok. You should quit politics immediately because you said they don't become VIPs by birth, they become VIPs. They become VIPs how? No, I want you to repeat your comment. Why do you say they are not VIPs by birth? How do they become VIPs?
The position they hold.
They become VIPs by virtue of the position they hold. How does the position they hold?
What kind of a life
VIP by election.
How do I live?
So how do you become a VIP by the position
Mr. Arnab Goswami, you are also a VIP.
No, I'm not a VIP.
You are also a VIP.
No, I'm not a VIP.
Goswami,
no, I'm not a VIP. You have to really have some contorted mind to think that you are a VIP.
You are a VIP. Let my car and your car enter the Times Now gate. You will come to know who's VIP.
No, Mr. I really think that you've got a mindset problem out there. One second. You're reflecting a mindset problem, Ajay. This is the problem in our country that anybody who thinks
it's a chair which makes you.
No, it is not. These are people who think that being public personalities gives you the right to brush other people aside. Being public personalities gives you a greater responsibility to behave yourself.
It's not that. We don't take it. We don't take it, and let this onslaught should not be on the political class itself. Let the onslaught be on the
I'll give you some examples.
That will help.
I'll give you some examples.
One quick point.
No, first of all, before you give a quick point, what do you think about Renuka Chaudhary's comment when she was asked why the plane got delayed? She said, why did the plane wait?
I already talked about it yesterday. I already told you about that yesterday. I just want to tell you, Arnab, that I'm actually, I want to be optimistic, but given what what Atulji says, I think there is cause for pessimism. And what, for example, Chirag Paswan said.
So the worst example is set by Rahul Gandhi.
He says that
the worst example is set. The greatest, the serial offender is Rahul Gandhi. The serial offender is Rahul Gandhi.
45.
Do you condemn Rahul Gandhi?
How do you say that?
I'm telling you the. What do you mean? How do you say that? I'm telling you the serial offender, the greatest serial offender for the VVIP Raj, the person who believes in VVIP racism is a person called Mr. Rahul Gandhi.
And Robert Vadra.
And Mr. Robert Vadra. But first, let me tell you about Rahul Gandhi.
Provide some evidence.
Evidence? You want evidence? Okay, fine. No, he wants evidence. He wants evidence. First of all, I'll tell you about... No, what we are seeing on the screen is Robert Vadra's bad behavior.
Yeah.
That's bad behavior. That because he thinks he's a VVIP, he can try and beat everyone and then get up with it. I mean, there's a life beyond, trying to behave badly. The question is he wants examples. I'll tell you about why I think Rahul Gandhi is a prime example, a serial offender for the VVIP culture. One example. In February 2014... Rahul Gandhi's convoy held up traffic for, hold your breath, 5 hours in Mandya where he decided to do a roadshow. Highways were cordoned off, highways were stopped. Tertiary roads to highways stopped for half a kilometer.
Is he the only person in this country who does roadshows?
1 second, do you know that ambulances were lined up? Ambulances, people who were sick in ambulances could not move because Rahul Gandhi was moving there?
I'm sorry it happened.
You're sorry it happened.
I'm sorry it happened, but please tell me.
Why did it happen? Okay, second example. I'll tell you a person called Praful Patel. Praful Patel.
Is Rahul Gandhi sorry for it?
Give examples.
Is Rahul Gandhi sorry for it?
That's such big...
Will Rahul Gandhi stop behaving like that?
Why don't you talk about that?
Will Rahul Gandhi stop behaving like that?
I challenge you to find me an example for Mr. Modi when he was not the Prime Minister, when he was doing all these big road shows. Give me evidence of that. I'm sure you've collected it.
Really? So your behavior, my bad behavior, our bad behavior neutralizes each other. Silliest example I could have got tonight. Sandeep Chandra is calling. You want examples of bad behavior? I'll tell you, sir.
Because I'll tell you, sir.
I don't hesitate to name and shame. In April 2010, a person called Praful Patel, his daughter, was provided a different plane from Air India to accommodate 7 members of her family as the previous flight, where these members could not be accommodated in the business class were full. You want bad behavior? Air India provided Praful Patel's daughter with an Airbus A320 because an Airbus 319 could not accommodate all members of a family in the business class. Details were revealed through the Right to Information Act. You were in power then. Tell me why you allowed it.
I don't, if this was done, I think it is terrible.
If this was done, if this was done, if this was done,
I will not defend, because
if this was done,
of the case. If this is true, it is wrong.
This is, so I say, I'm telling you, this is a kind of unholy.
I'm not here to defend any bad behavior.
Sir, so I'm giving proof, right? I'm giving proof. And as they say, as they say, most unfortunately for India's political class, the more things change, the more things stay the same. And I'm taking our next caller. Sandeep Chandra is calling from Bilaspur in Chhattisgarh. Sandeep, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Actually, I am Sandeep. I work in the coal industry. I am an engineer, mechanical engineer. Actually, I have been fed up with all this VIP culture which has been continuing since long back. Actually, I have two questions, sir. I have two. First to BJP spokesperson, Mr. Rao, and second for all other political parties and all the spokespersons who are available on your show. The first question is that, yes, sir. Mr. Rao, sir. Mr. Rao.
Yeah, Mr. Rao is hearing you. Sandeep, go ahead.
Yeah. Just I am asking you. Actually, sir, what happened? All those promises which BJP has done. BJP has done to us before the election to end the VIP culture. But still 9 months has passed. It seems that BJP did not do a single thing to end the VIP culture. Instead of minimizing the VIP culture, they are even promoting the VIP culture. Even they are, and
wrong.
Second question to all other political parties is this: why these political men need special treatment at airport, station platform, in railway? Even roads are jammed. Why roads are jammed? Because of them. Because even they know because of these dams and stuff, lot of patients lose their life. Lot of students miss their examination. Lot of persons misses their very important engagement. And even all the policemen, 80% of the cops in across India are deployed behind these political parties. And other common persons are left in the lurch. And you know, and I think the second question to this: if are you afraid to common people who only because of us you are chosen, you are elected, and you are sitting there, you are enjoying there. You should work for us. You should work for the country betterment. But you are not doing for any work for us. You are doing only for yourself. Thank you, sir.
Answer him, Mr. Rao. Answer him.
Can I? Yes. Yeah. I think for your information, no entry passes. You see, airport entry passes were given until now, until Congress regime existed, to all private people. This has been completely stopped. No airport passes are being given,
airport
even
passes?
to the former civil aviation ministers.
Airport
no, I'm talking,
passes?
this is also a sort of a privilege.
Airport
civil
passes?
aviation minister.
Ajay,
No.
you have given
The minister
Ajay
himself.
What for?
No, listen. Yeah, please allow me to
Airport
speak.
passes.
The minister himself,
Deflecting from the real issue.
Civil
Let's not
aviation.
go into each other
Please,
details,
madam,
Congress and BJP. Let's
you
not get into
complained
that
when
stuff.
I was speaking.
You know who I am.
Show the same courtesy to me. When I am speaking, please don't speak. Okay. And even the civil aviation minister reports 1.5 hours
GVL, let's
before,
not
2
get
hours
into that.
before every flight. Check it. And he doesn't use any privileges at the airport. That is the kind of behavior that is being shown by all the ministers in this government.
So
and
when are you destroying this list?
Pass through security.
When are you destroying?
So
no, one second. Was there a meeting of the House Committee? Was there a meeting of the House Committee in Parliament on the 16th of February? Okay, let's talk straight. You know what, Mr. Rao? Don't try and fool me. On the 16th of February, don't try and fool the viewers. Don't try and fool the viewers. Don't try and fool the viewers on the 16th of February. On the 16th of February, on the 16th of February, there was a meeting of the House Committee in Parliament where several MPs demanded CISF special additional treatment at airports. This was recorded, and I can also prove to you. I'll get you the minutes of the meeting. I'll also prove to you. Ministry of Home Affairs, CISF, and everybody was called to the meeting.
I'll tell you, I think a meeting did happen, and the government, the Ministry of Civil Aviation has not received these minutes. They've already decided not to allow this courtesy.
Now you will behave yourself. No, you will not now. Now you will not dare to do this. No, now you will not dare to do this.
There's some impact.
You take all the credit.
Mr. Rao,
You take all the credit.
I'm not even taking credit, sir. I'm trying to stop you. I'm trying to stop you. You know what, Mr. Rao? Mr. Rao, I don't care about credit, but I will stop you. I will stop you from introducing the VVIP culture by stealth. I will stop you from promising one thing and doing another. And I will stop you from insulting the people of this country by doing the same thing and more what the Congress party did. And if you disagree with their getting Lalu and Rabri on the list, how on earth and how dare you, Mr. Rao? How dare you bring the Badals and Paswan on the list?
That is being reviewed.
Yes.
That is
or Chandrababu Naidu driving in a different car. Mr. Salve is on the phone line. Mr. Salve is watching the debate. He wants to come back and he wants to say something to Ajay Alok. Ajay Alok, this is Mr. Salve. He messaged tonight. He wants to say something to you.
Something to Ajay Alok.
One second. Before that, Harish Salve wants to say something to Ajay Alok. Yeah. Ajay Alok, please. Mr. Salve.
No, Arnab, I've been watching this carefully, and the gentleman made two important points. One is about courtesies. I don't understand how a courtesy to a public servant should become discourtesy to his masters, the public. The second is, he says, the difference between the Maharajas of the feudal times and the political leaders of the present time is they are elected to office. I just wanted to remind him, the Maharajas ruled us. People who are elected are public servants. So servants getting priorities over the master is a bit of an anomaly, which possibly he would address.
Mr. Ajay Alok, I hope you heard that. But he also said one more thing, Mr. Salve. He said, and I just lost Ajay Alok, I think, at that point, because, you know, that point I think is well understood. But Ajay Alok also said people who are not VIPs by birth, they became VIPs. I don't know whether you have a genetic mutation that you suddenly decide to become a VIP. This culture has to end. I think there'll be 50% of politicians who might say today we don't want to be in politics anymore. The biggest perk is being treated like a different species.
I don't know whether it is a genetic mutation or a constitutional transformation that you get elected as a public servant, but you transmutate into Maharaja.
Absolutely. Well, Mr. Salve, thanks for coming back into the debate. I'm taking our next call.
Political class.
What is it? What is it, Mr. Ajay Alok? What is it?
It's not only about the political class. Please don't target only political class. If you
I'm
want to
saying
say
VVIPs per se.
it's there in every sector of the society.
We are saying judges, we are saying spiritual leaders, we are saying criminals, and we are saying kings of leaders. Because, you know, it's not
even criminals. They also get the same thing.
Exactly.
They are like a Robin Hood in their areas. What do you do about them, Mr. Arnab?
But that is with political patronage. They are provided
there in the social system. What you are talking is a very broad issue.
No, they are provided 3 gunmen. That is the point that Mr.
You cannot restrict your whole ire against the political class that this is political class.
No, the political class.
No, I fail to agree.
Look at the bureaucracy.
I am against this VIP culture. But the VIP culture is because by the virtue of the position they keep in the society.
Of course, the whole culture is. Don't you know who I am?
In that manner. What Mr. Shahid Siddiqui was referring to.
The kind of arrogance you are showing today, Ajay Alok, I genuinely may want to make one recommendation to you.
No, few of the politicians...
Mr. Alok, I want to make a recommendation to you.
Few of the politicians,
Mr. Alok,
what they have said is not right.
Mr. Alok, I'm making a recommendation to you. This wonderful display of arrogance that you're putting tonight, as a humble citizen of India, my recommendation to you is, you do 3 things. One, you quit politics. Then you go into mindset rehab, where you go into rehab of your mindset and then come back thinking that I will give up this VVIP feeling. Ask yourself after that whether you still want to be in politics. If you want to be in politics, come back reformed. Or genuinely, Mr. Alok, we have no time and space for politicians like you who talk about some kind of a genetic mutation by which people become VIPs. I'm making this recommendation to you.
If I enter journalism,
then Mr. Alok, be in politics to serve, not to become a VIP. And don't make light of what we do.
No, then
I will tell you, don't make light of what we do. Because I don't know what kind of journalism you are used to. You better get used to the kind of journalism.
No, it's also my freedom of right to expression.
I am telling you, you have a right to expression. I am telling you, I have my right to free passage. I have my right to free access. I have my right to go to a hospital and a school on time. I have a right to stand in the same queue as the elected representative. Right? I have a right to ensure that our family members reach hospitals on time. I have a right at the toll plaza not to have a gun put to my head.
The whole system.
What system?
That
What
is the system that we are fighting
You created
against.
the system.
That is the
This is the
system,
system.
which we are saying needs to be
This is the
banished.
system. That's why I'm telling you, it's a crusade.
It's an excuse. It's not a system, sir. You make the system, then you say system mein problem hai. Vishal Paul is calling from Gurgaon. Hear the voice of the people tonight, and this is just the beginning. Vishal Paul from Gurgaon extending the debate by 5 minutes. Yes, Vishal, hi.
Yeah, hi. Good evening, Arnab. Thank you so much for picking up this topic, which is extremely important. And I want to say, and I support your campaign. That's
Thank
the
you.
first thing. The second thing is that, we are looking at smaller issues where we're saying that, we give VVIP culture treatment at the airports. This is pervasive in our country, and I think the first step is we as citizens should take this up, against such culture. I don't want to make a speech here, but I really want to understand how is it that these MPs, these bureaucrats with such good salaries get exemptions on toll roads?
Yeah, exactly. I don't get it. I don't understand it either, Vishal. I absolutely don't understand it. I just don't understand. The first step in the VVIP culture which should start as a challenge is, why on earth should MLAs and MPs not pay toll tax? Pay your dues. Most of these things are built by some kind of private joint venture cooperation, right? I pay my taxes, right? And all of us who pay taxes also pay toll tax. Politicians pay taxes at least for part of their legitimate income. Now the question is, after that, why should they not pay taxes? Why is it so selective? I don't understand this. This is insane. It is insane. It's almost as if why should MPs and MLAs and politicians, and for that matter, I'm saying judges, also not pay toll booth taxes? It makes no sense. Why should they not pay toll booth taxes? Where else in the world does this happen, Ashwini?
Nowhere in the world, because, obviously, if you're using the facility, you pay for the facility. If you don't want to use the facility, you have a right to not use the facility. You can do that. And actually, the whole culture stems from the long list of benefits that these privileged classes are
and they've given themselves the culture of you see, the problem is, GVL Narasimha Rao, that what you are saying today is, I have just entered the system. You realize, Mr. Rao, that you can't fool everybody all the time. Over the years, politicians have given themselves this perk, that perk, this perk, that perk, this perk, that perk. So unwittingly, you say by becoming a politician, a lot of perks come to you by default. Now, you know what, Mr. Rao, we are saying? We want to snatch away all these perks. You know what we mean? We want to snatch away all these perks. We want you to live like us. We will want that you pay toll taxes, you take away all those reservations and quotas that you get. We do not want any privileges ourselves, but we will deny you every single privilege that you get. You can't, be treated like a separate race. So, honestly, I suggest, Mr. Rao, that your government should introduce a end VVIP Raj bill in Parliament. And under that, let there be 200 clauses of all kinds of perks, illegitimate perks, which MPs, judges, MLAs have given themselves. Let there be a vote on that. And, Mr. Rao, you said, I dare you not to speak against me. I really think a lot of people will bless you if you have the courage to do that. But I'm not sure seeing your response tonight, Mr. Rao.
But
I'm not sure.
Will you extend me the courtesy to speak?
Yes.
I think I told you right at the beginning. I told you there is a triumvirate, and the studio that you are sitting in, the land on which it is built, the land that is given to all the media establishments all over the country.
Shame on you, Mr.
Belongs to the people. It's given at a cheap price.
One second. This is first of all rubbish. First of all, Mr. Rao, I'll stop you right there. I will not let you get away with rubbish.
Don't apply.
No, do I let you get away with rubbish? One second, Mr. Rao.
Please don't. Why is it ridiculous? Because Shahid Siddiqui runs a paper? Because Shahid Siddiqui runs a newspaper? Why should you be? You are a commercial organization. You are in the business of running news and selling news.
Mr. Rao, one second.
Why should you be given these extensions?
Calm down.
Give me an argument.
Calm down.
Media is on the service of the nation.
Calm down.
Give me an argument.
Not taking any privileges, and take away any privileges we have. Please take away.
No, please. I'm saying the charity begins at home.
Don't give us don't give us concessions.
You see, this is what Mr. Rao is trying now. Mr. Rao, what you are trying now.
Please apply the same yardstick.
No, I'll tell you, Mr. Rao. Exactly. So I'll tell you one thing, Mr. Rao.
All the news organizations have the primest land in the country.
Not true.
All the news organizations have
I'll tell you this
the most prime land that is given at very obscenely low rates.
Mr. Rao, I want to say this to you,
Should that not land go to people?
You know,
Should we not build houses for the poor there?
Basically, what Mr. Rao is trying to do. Let me explain what you are trying to do.
No, I'm only extending the argument.
Yes, Mr. Rao.
I told you about the triumvirate.
Can you stop? Are you finished?
Triumvirate. It's a cycle.
One second.
It's a vicious cycle.
Relax, Mr. Rao. What I'm saying tonight to you is just listen, please, and stop getting so angry. Because when you're on the defensive, you'll get more angry. Then when you're more angry, you'll say wrong things, then you'll get more on the defensive. So don't do that. My simple point to you tonight is what you are saying. I'm listening. Mr. Rao, have the patience to listen. You are in power, I know. But don't be on a short fuse with me, okay? What I'm saying to you tonight is what you are saying is if you begin to question our privileges, we will tell you to shut up. That's what you're saying. Now, what I'm saying to you... Mr. Rao, first of all, the studio where I am... Mr. Rao, the studio where I am is a commercial establishment.
I'm not saying that.
Relax, Mr. Rao.
I'm not saying that. Extend the argument. Extend the argument to bureaucracy, to media, to everyone.
Mr. Rao, one second. Calm down. This is... One second. No, one second. Let me make one thing clear to Mr. Rao tonight. Mr. Rao has tried two things. He's tried a direct threat, he's trying an indirect threat. Now, one point is very simple.
No, there is no
One minute, Mr. Rao, I heard you. Now listen to me. The studio where I'm operating from is a commercial establishment for which rent is paid. Okay? So don't talk rubbish, please.
Okay.
So don't talk rubbish. I'm telling you this, I won't let you get away with it. Now answer my question. You've tried all tactics tonight. And Mr. Rao, I don't take privileges. I stand in line. You try those tricks with journalists who do. I don't. My journalists don't. We are proud of the journalism we represent. And Mr. Rao, one of the reasons we can question you. One of the reasons we can question you. One of the reasons we can question you. One of the reasons we can question you is because we are morally upright in what we do. We are asking you, Mr. Rao, something which is a genuine point of worry for the people in this country. I am telling you, Mr. Rao, don't make it about, oh, politician, you ask us too many questions, we'll take you on, you are the media. I am asking you, you ask yourself, go ask anyone today, any of your friends who know that are you sick and tired of the VVIP Raj or not? And they will all tell you, Mr. Rao, what they feel.
I am with you. I told you from the beginning.
So, Mr. Rao,
I am totally with you.
So, Mr. Rao, so Mr. Rao,
end VVIP Raj.
Mr. Rao.
I am with you, but I am saying apply.
Yeah. So
I told you the genesis of this problem.
So, Mr. Rao, I am not a journalist on the Radia tapes, so don't use that language with me.
I'm not this is not a personal debate between you and me. No, I'm telling you something.
I'm just setting it. You made it personal, so I'm being very direct with you.
No. I don't enjoy any privileges as a person, so I am not really fronting for myself.
But then no
I have no privileges whatsoever.
No politician should.
I have no privileges whatsoever.
What is wrong if the people of this country are now saying no more VVIP Raj? I think it's a legitimate question. People should ask these questions. Expectations of people have risen from politicians, accountability, etc. It's good for the country. And our last caller tonight is from Chennai, and it's Shiva Perumal. Across this entire country tonight, people are asking questions. And I can tell you, like a torrent, the questions will come, and not just from Times Now. The questions will come from every right-thinking, conscious citizen of this country. Shiva Perumal, please. Good evening, Shiva Perumal.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Now you have been talking about the car drops near the flight. But in Chennai, nobody is allowed nearby the airport. Just entry. If I want to come out of airport, I need to walk to the parking. But only VIPs allowed till the entrance of the airport. It was allowed maybe a year back. After 1 year, it was nobody allowed to walk. Whether you are sick, whether you are aged, whether you have a lot of luggage, nobody is allowed to use the car in that road. It's allowed only for VIPs, only for politicians. Importantly, that too maybe BJP who is sitting here. Their national leader present as a state leader, she was not a state leader at that time. I was there in the airport. I was standing in the airport, just waiting for my car, just to come inside the airport, not even the road, in the parking area. I was waiting. She just came out. Some 4 or 5 cars came. Suddenly, she just left. She was not even a state president of the party, but now she became president of the party. This is the situation which happened at Chennai. That's the first point. Second point about the VIP culture. I was here. I'm not sure whether it is correct. I was told because one minister's daughter was studying somewhere nearby the city, there was no straight train. A train was operated, introduced exclusively for that. I don't want to name that thing.
Shocking.
Yeah, these are the issues.
Shocking. You heard that, Mr. Rao?
See,
this is the
national movement. I think please listen to the voice of the people, and I think please take the right decisions, and then you will be happier, the people will be happier, and I think we can all appreciate what is being done.
Well, I think the writing is on the wall. The reasons that are being given for this culture, the reasons for this culture.
As a spokesperson of the ruling party, Mr. Rao should understand that this is the debate, this is the concern of people of India versus the people who are enjoying special privileges in the name of becoming VIP and VVIP. He should not put this debate in the context of person or you or party, your channel or your newspaper. This is rubbish. He should know that people of India want to reject this culture. They just want to look up to the party which promised
Ranjana Kumari, what this debate tells me, what this debate tells me, what this debate tells me are two things. Ms. Kumar, Ranjana Kumar, what this debate tells me are two things. I have learned two things from this debate. First, I have realized today that the mindset among politicians for a VVIP culture is very, very deep. Very, very deep. And second thing today, Mr. Rao, I want to tell you that after talking to you tonight, my resolve to take this movement forward has only grown.
Please
has only grown.
I support
and I ensure you, name and shame and expose and reveal will be something we do as we fight this campaign to end the VVIP Raj. One human race in our country, not two races. Thank you for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight.